Onetox represent Solomon Island people say. We people start originally from our homeland. Like my old man said, there's nothing impossible. So we have to bring this message to my brother lyrical. Straight from the crew, out to the blue. We represent the voices of my ancestors calling. And I was getting more and my culture is falling. Now we have a step up for the past 20 calling.
Once down, once it stop, ain't nobody gonna stop us. People, everybody, would you listen to us for a start? No point complaining unless we partaking. We represent the cause of the ones falling. We resemble true art when we bust the line, flip the rabbits from our heart. No.
Previously on Delos, the crew explored the amazing island of Ternate. We got the full paparazzi experience and witnessed a traditional Muslim ceremony.
So it's 5 o'clock in the morning. We're still motoring along on our way to the Philippines. We've been motoring all night, all day yesterday because it's 2 knots of wind and totally calm seas, which is good.
We were only about 30 hours out of Ternate and we had 0 wind. Just like most of our Indonesian sailing, or should I say motoring. It was calm, it was flat, and it was frickin' hot. Even the locals wanted to get out of the blazing sun. On top of that, we had a current against us, so we had absolutely no option but to motor. Luckily though, through some troubleshooting, we found the magic RPM, where we could still keep our boat speed up, but the leak in the main would slow down. We just had to remember to fill the engine up with water every few hours.
Well, we left Ternate about a day and a half ago. We had a pretty slow sail, but we finally got here. And where here is it's some coordinates for an underwater volcano given to us by some other cruisers in Ternate. So let's get in the water and go check it out.
Man, the underwater volcano. It was a bunch of rocks and some bubbles coming out. And it was quite an effort to get out in the 3-knot current, so I don't know, I'm cool on not seeing it. Then Phoebe jumped in and got stung by a jellyfish. Pretty bad, you can see tentacles on her cheek.
Aww. So
it was pretty sweet.
that was great. Rocks with bubbles.
A couple of rocks with bubbles and some warm water.
Well, the underwater volcano turned out to be not that exciting, but King Neptune gave us more mirror flat water and sent some of his mates to give us a show.
Sweet, sweet life. This I'm trying to live so peacefully, would have been so peacefully if we trade this hate for love in our heart.
There are even some pilot whales that surface pretty close to us. So with it being so frickin' hot, we shut down the engine and did the best thing we could to cool us down.
This is what I say. Wanna come down with you, sweet baby. Singing, whoa, no, no. Yeah, yeah. Listen what I say. Said you wanna come down with you.
The water here was over 6,000 feet deep. It's a bit crazy to think about what's down there. Something like only 5% of the world's oceans have been explored. And according to the people who study this sort of thing, 9 out of 10 living things live in the oceans. So you can only imagine what kind of crazy alien creatures live beneath us.
There they are.
You got nobody, see
come on now. Oh, so sweet kind of love that you bring. This meets the fall, winter and spring. Don't you know you got somebody? Oh, so sweet kind of love that you bring. Just enough power to jump down and say, don't you know you got
Yeah, there you go. Oh, no giggles.
Stop giggling.
Come on, Yoshi, you can do it, Yoshi.
Listen what I say. Wanna come down with you, sweet baby.
And just like that, we had said goodbye to Indonesia and we were in Filipino waters.
We made it to the Philippines! Woo!
For the first time in about 4 months, we had the luxury of tying Delos to the dock and plugging her in. Last time we had this was in Darwin, some 2,000 miles south of here. We really love being out at anchor and in the middle of nowhere, but it's a nice change to tie up and not have to use the generator or water maker. Marinas also usually have a good group of cruisers to chat and drink with, and Ocean View was no exception. It was our first night and it was quiz night.
Okay, question 11. Which four-letter word beginning with Q is one of five? Is the name of 5 children born from the same pregnancy?
But you know what really made this marina stand out for us? It wasn't the quiz night or the barbecues
So much space here.
or the laundry machines or even the fact that it only cost about $12 a day to keep Delos tied up. It was that beauty. Wait, go back. Yep, that glowing angel there. An ice-cold beer fridge. Always stocked and always open. 40-cent beers anytime you wanted. All you had to do was make the short walk up the dock and grab one.
Well, we just had a little cruiser trivia night, drank some brewskis. Now we're headed back to the Delos to sit in the air conditioning.
Oh, yeah.
Let's just say we had more than a few brewskis. I had way too many.
It's our first night in the Philippines, and we got invited to a dress-up party, which Delos does very well. I'm a Fijian security guard,
Oh, yeah, check
as
it
you can
out.
see. Brian is a
Fijian Sultan. If that even exists.
no, it doesn't. Well,
We have
you're a world sultan.
a Sulu
I like this.
from Fiji, a sash from
I don't know where. And a Sultan's hat from Ternate. And my Khaleesi.
What? That's it, that's dinner! Woo!
Couple of scrambled eggs and some capsicum.
I hope I don't get full.
I don't know, I think the eggs are bad. Been sitting in that cabinet for a bit too
Oh
long.
man, it really tastes bad.
It's really gross. Gotta eat it.
Don't eat it.
No, you gotta eat it.
I already had mine.
No man, I'm out.
It's really bad. Sorry about that. Bad eggs.
You want to party? We party. You're inviting us to a nice casual evening of acoustic music. Alright, let's do it.
Come on, fucking tequila shots. Oh, it's really good.
Does anybody want any more of this?
No.
No, God, no.
God, no.
Loaded up on bad eggs and tequila, we were off.
Anyway, thank you for coming. We would like to share with you the speech from
I really don't know what we were expecting, but at least they had garlic bread.
Whatever you want, if you let me.
of nowhere, we were pleasantly surprised with a drag show. And just in case the hour-long of lip singing wasn't entertaining enough, they went on to perform this.
Hi girls! Carla here. Alam niyo, marami na akong shining moments in my life that I'll never forget. Hi girls! Carla here. Alam niyo, marami na akong shining moments in my life that I'll never forget. Hi girls! Carla here. Alam niyo, marami na akong shining moments in my life that I'll never forget.
Sino ang kailangan nyo? Ba't kayo pumasok agad? Baka humagalit si ma'am. Leche, ako ang tunay niyong amo. Ako, ikaw, ako, ikaw, ako. Leche, Eva Baron.
Not saying I wasn't enjoying the show, but I was pretty happy when Phoebes was invited up to sing.
Are you guys having a good night? Woo! Yeah! This is so awesome!
Or just leave it on the floor, or leave it till tomorrow. You know, someone has a temporary shadow, linger in the darkness, fall to alone, find shelter from the storm. You might be blinded by light, yeah, you might know in the fire, oh, it's alright if you want it right, to be flying.
I don't know if it was Phoebe's amazing voice or the bad eggs and tequila combo, but I had one of those moments we've talked about before, the laughing moments, where all of a sudden life slows down, and you take a look around you, and you realize you are very, very far from home, and you realize just how blessed and lucky you are to be surrounded by such amazing people, all just trying to live life to the fullest. And all of these feelings, they just cause you to start laughing out loud. Sometimes you lose track of time while cruising. Well, you always lose track of time while cruising. Months feel like days and minutes feel like hours. But in that moment, I was there, in the Philippines. The Philippines.
'Cause you'll be flying high.
Over the next week, we got settled into the marina and figured out the area. Getting into the town of Davao was an adventure in itself. It started with a long, bumpy ride across Samal Island to a ferry that took you to the mainland. Then you had to hustle for one of three options: a jeepney, a trike, or a taxi to get you to where you were going. What's a jeepney, you might ask? That's a jeepney, and they are sweet. That one is a bit plain though. They usually have ridiculous paintings all over them and are decked out with chrome everything. You'll usually find a sweet Jesus portrait somewhere as well. They cost about 25 cents and take you anywhere you want to go. Kind of like a bus system, but way better. And there really isn't a rule to how many people can fit. There are no designated stops. Just wave one down on the side of the road in the direction you want to go, and you're all good. Now, if you're feeling a little more classy, then the trike is for you. More personal, just you, your mates, and the driver. They're pretty much just a scooter with a cart welded on the side. It will cost you, though, anywhere from 50 cents to $1, depending on where you're going. It can be a bit intense when they start pushing the speed and you look down to see the welds rusted and flexing. Now, if you're really feeling like a baller, hop in a taxi and enjoy some classic tunes and air conditioning for $2 to $4. After feeling our way around town, it was time to give Delos some lovin'. Projects really build up while you're away from the dock.
What are you doing in here?
Sneak around and going like, oh yeah.
Some are minor, and some are major. But as it turned out, we were in a cheap Asian country, and this place was perfect to get boat projects done. All the shops were stocked full and only a short trek ride away from each other. And if they didn't have the part you were looking for, they made it.
I have the diameter and this, but maybe I can have the shaft machine. I have the...
That's my children.
Hello.
Hi, hi.
Like always, the people are what really make the difference, and everyone here was so friendly and so helpful. From getting motors rewound and parts made from scratch in these ridiculous machine shops, to adding new flag stickers, and doing some hardcore cleaning. Our first week on the dock was definitely productive. A huge relief was getting the main coolant pump finally sorted out. Next up on Delos, we go to school, get some new crew, and meet some amazing new friends.
What does the fox say?
Just to tell you why I left you and to say goodbye. Oh, must be the mood I'm in, 'cause I'm thinking of you. Why can't I call you up just to tell you why I left you and to say goodbye.
Babe, watch it, turn it, leave it, stop, format it, touch it, bring it, pay it, watch it.
Whoa!